Yo guys, welcome back to Cryptoria. Today I'm going to be covering the crypto markets, but before I do, I'd appreciate if you like, subscribe and turn on bell notifications so you know when I upload. And with that being said, let's get into this video. So guys, yes, everything is pretty much in the red with the crypto markets. I do want to cover Bitcoin and Ethereum today in terms of where I see price heading to, but just quickly going over the price analysis, you can pretty much see everything's pretty much in the red. Just ignore all of the greens, which is pretty much the stable coins that you guys can see, such as USDT, BUSD and so on, but pretty much everything is in the red as you can see. So Bitcoin is down 7.2% of the last 24 hours. In the last 7 days, it's nearly down 15%. Same with Ethereum, down nearly 10% over the last 24 hours and nearly 20% over the last 7 days, and so on as well. You can see pretty much when I'm scrolling down, it's pretty much bleeding in terms of the top 100 cryptos. You can pretty much see the only ones that are really up in the greens are just the stable coins, which doesn't really count anyway, but you can see everything is pretty much in the red. So the top 100s, pretty much only like a couple is in the green. So I do want to just go over the Bitcoin and Ethereum price analysis now. So what to do in this bearish market? You can clearly see, guys, this is fully a bearish market. You can't say this is a bullish momentum, especially from here to here. That bullish movement has completely finished. There was a little bit of a pullback here before another further bullish movement up to a new all-time high, and since then there was a massive 50% drop to where price is sitting to at the moment. So you have to consider this as a bearish movement, so do expect fairly more lows to happen. Just jumping over again to the monthly time frame, back to around 2017-2018 is when that massive drop happened, where that crypto crash was there from an all-time high around that 20,000 to the lows of that period around 2019. There was that 83% drop. So just putting that into perspective, from the all-time high whereas at the moment till around the 83% drop, will go back to around that 10 to 12k region. This is not going to happen necessarily, but I just want to put that into perspective in terms of what happened before and what might happen right now. So you just have to play out in terms of what is actually happening with the crypto cycle as well. It doesn't have to be affected by news or anything like that. It's just that we're in this massive bubble, and now this bubble is going to retrace and correct the move that's already happened over here. You can see it's just going to be a clean correction down before creating some very strong level supports before going up towards a new all-time high eventually. So that is what I'm thinking in terms of where price might be heading to. Even jumping onto monthly again, I have indicated the key zones of resistances, supports and resistances around here as well. So was that resistance in that all-time high back in 2018-2017 around that 20,000 region. So if this support over here is broken around that 35,000 region, there is a chance of it going down here, cleaning another 50% move down towards that resistance level here before creating a level of support and going back up there. As you can see, since the resistance was broken back around 2021, there wasn't ever a support being formed for an upward momentum. So that is what I'm thinking in terms of what might happen. If support is formed over here, maybe what it might do is range between the 35,000 region to around the 60,000 region before seeing some sort of movement towards the upside or the downside as well. So this is what I'm thinking as well. Again, jumping into weekly time frame, have marked as a strong level of resistance around here. So resistance then turning into support over here. That support was broken, and ever since then it has just been crashing ever since then. So around here where that 60,000 region was around there, since that support was broken, it's crashed all the way down to around that 35,000 where it is at the moment. So what I'm thinking at the moment, I have indicated the strong level of supports with these arrows over here around that 32,000 region. So if this support over here is broken, there is a much more stronger chance of it going downwards to around these regions here, 20,000 towards that 12,000 region. Or what might happen again, create a level of supports. As you guys can see, support was formed over here, and since those supports was formed, there was a massive bullish momentum upwards. So again, if that does happen here, there will be a bullish momentum upwards, maybe breaking this level of resistances over here before creating a level of supports and going back up towards that all new time high, or at least ranging between these regions before seeing some sort of movement as well. So that is what I'm thinking in terms of Bitcoin. Again, jumping over onto a daily time frame, I have highlighted these key level of resistances and supports over here as well, and the next level of potential target in this bottom one here. So you can see here in the last couple of weeks or so has been failing to break this level of resistance and this level of support. So if either one breaks, I do see an upward momentum from here over here, or a downward momentum from here to down here. So we just have to wait. You can see here it did tap into resistance around 34,000, but it does seem to be rejecting it, and ever since it did go up around a couple of $1,000 since then as well. So we just need to be waiting for what's going to happen between these level of zones as well. Jumping over onto Ethereum, again, I've pretty much done the exact same analysis as I just did on Bitcoin, but I do want to show you where Ethereum might be heading to as well, if you guys want to pick some up as well. So you can see here from the all-time high back around 2018, around that $1,500 mark, it had a massive dump of 95% all the way to the lows around there, and ever since then there was that massive bullish momentum all the way up to a new high around that 5,000 region, nearly touching that 5,000 region. So using that information as well, this might be the next potential movement in this bearish market. If not, it's not the end of the world, but I just want to show you where price might be heading to. If it does play out like this will be a perfect time to pick up in these regions here. As I always say, guys, do your own research and do your dollar cost averaging as well, especially if you're holding for the long term. This will all play out fine. So you can see here at the moment, if there is a 94% drop, 95% drop, this will go back to around the region around $200, $250, which I don't ever see happening, but I just want to show you especially what happened here. A lot of people must have accumulated a lot of money around here, but you can see here they clearly got dumped all the way around to that zero sort of level as well. So you just have to watch out for these things to happen. If it happens here, you know where exactly to buy as well. So again, jumping onto monthly time frame, I have highlighted these key level of resistances and supports again like Bitcoin. That resistance level never turned into a support level for a further confirmation of upward momentum, so that might happen here. So if this support over here is broken around that $2,250 mark, there is a chance of it going back down to around that $1,000 region, which would be a perfect time in fact to pick up Ethereum at such a low cost. So that is what I'm thinking over here. Or what it might do is create a level of supports here before bouncing back up towards a new time high, or ranging between these regions here or here as well. So just need to watch out for that as well. Jumping onto the weekly time frame, again, I've highlighted this key level of support around that $1,700 mark. If this level was broken, I see a further drop towards around that $1,200 mark. If that's broken, there is a much more downfall target around that $500 region as well. If not, I see a support being formed around that $1,700 mark before going up between these level of regions here, before creating support and going up to a new all-time high. Personally, I'm a really huge fan of Ethereum, so I do hope for a much more bullish momentum than this, but especially if Ethereum does go down to these lows here, is a perfect time to pick up as well, especially because Ethereum has a lot of utility as well. So that is what I'm thinking in terms of the short term and the long term play with Ethereum. Again, jumping onto daily, very similar to Bitcoin as well. It has been ranging for the last couple of weeks or so around that 3,300 level, and that support around that 2,300 level. So if either one of these breaks, there is a massive upward or downward momentum chance. So if this breaks, the support is completely broken, stays below that support, I see a downward momentum to around that $1,700 mark, or an upward momentum to around that $4,000 mark. So these two levels needs to be broken, but as you can see, that does look like a much more higher probability of a downward momentum, especially in this bearish market. So that is all I'm going to say with this video. Make sure you guys do your own research, and make sure you see my video down below on dollar cost averaging as well, if you do want to learn more about that as well. So guys, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on bell notification for all future videos. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next video.